story by not using the typical words that you've used in the past, we can come up with this part. What's the simple? Then the next question is, well, what do you mean by that, right? Energizing Hawaii's future. What is that story? And then in the last box, you can see the boxes get bigger as we go down. That's when you can fill in the details specific to what you do. And this is an exercise you should go through with your team and as many members of your team internally, because everyone will have a slightly different answer. But when I showed you those workshop photos up front, when we do this exercise, we use Post-it notes and everyone gets to read what everyone else says, and then we try to collect them and try to gather the similar kind of notes. You start to get a better holistic snapshot, and you can start to see how other people feel about your organization. Okay. So just a quick recap of some of the things that we discussed today. The logo is not your brand, right? Remember that? Don't get hung up on the corporate identity. Sure, it's a key important part. You should spend tons of money on us to do it, but if you can't, then don't worry about it, because it may not be necessary. Some people say, well, what about a tagline? I need a tagline, don't I? What's Starbucks' tagline? Anyone? I don't think they have one. I don't think you need one. Some do. Some have campaign lines that run for a few years, like just do it. But sometimes it's find your greatness. And Apple used to have think different, but now they don't have, I don't know what they have. You have a big budget? If not, let's have a big idea, and then let's be aligned internally. Let's be aligned behind the big ideas before we start advertising and doing things. I'm going to have a bunch of bullets coming up here too. Another thing, get your audience to like and then hopefully love your brand. So don't always, don't always be selling to them. Sometimes you just want to get them to like and love you, right? Like, I like to cook at home, and my wife bought me David Chang's cookbook. He has a restaurant called Momofuku, and he's sharing all of his recipes and secrets with me. He's not trying to sell me anything. Well, he sold me the book, but not really trying to do anything other than share that knowledge, right? He's not afraid that Bernard Wee is going to start cooking these dishes, open a restaurant, and put them out of business. But he's positioned himself instead as an expert that's sharing the knowledge, and I trust his expertise now, and I look to him as a leader. It's actually done more for his brand by giving away the recipes than it is to kind of like keep them secret. So sometimes you can share your knowledge and give away some things. But beware the curse of knowledge. Don't get too technical when you're talking to your constituents or your audience. Speak to them like you're speaking to a family member that doesn't know anything about what you do. Or like a cousin at a family reunion, and what do you want to talk to that person about before you get into the details? Tribe in is as important as tribe out. Knowing who your audience is and who your audience isn't. If someone says, who's your target audience? I don't want to hear anyone say everyone. It makes zero sense. Don't be everything to everyone. And then the last takeaway, that worksheet, that messaging and your position and your hierarchy of communication, be simple, be unique, be relevant. I'm going to end with just a little clip here, just to show a little bit of our goofy work. This is just a little commercial we ran during the Mad Men season. It wasn't really about selling necessarily, it's just more trying to inspire people to be creative. So, oops. got today. Thank you so much for your time. Hope this is helpful. So.
Thanks, Bernie. We have
Sure.
time for just really like 2 questions, and we have a special bonus session with another speaker. So anybody has a burning question, they can ask Bernie right now.
And I'll be around for a little bit in case you want to chat later too. So.
Okay.
But thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So I'm really excited to introduce our next presenter and speaker. I know I just actually counted, we have over 30 different organizations, nonprofits represented in this room right now, not counting anybody else in our different rooms today. So we're really excited about the diversity. You guys are small, maybe a little bit bigger, depending on your team size. We wanted to, as you saw the workshops, we wanted to give you some actionable steps you can take.
I'm going to get back there and put this
really
stuff
make decisions or make moves on Monday, right? And Ren, can you grab that BGI cord that's right there? On the other side, underneath those papers. Yeah. Tiffany Quesada is the co-founder and design lead of an awesome startup here called Hobnob, and they do awesome mobile invitations and whatnot. She is essentially self-taught, came from the nonprofit industry. She does design, has a ton of tools, some free, some that have that you got to pay for, but you're going to be able to leave with some things that you can go and make it look like you're a pro on Monday, post some of the best social pictures using some awesome free tools, and she's going to run through those a couple different categories. Tiff I've known for a long time, one of my really good friends, Portland Hawaii Food Bank, went through a startup at Blue Startups called Gift Minded, and now she's at Hobnob. So thank you for being here, and give her a round of applause for Tiff.
Oh, let's see. I can set the input here. I can change the input. You know what? I can connect you. Sorry. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Wait, is that the right one? Let's see. She doesn't have HDMI, does she? No. Let me see if I have it in here.
I ended up becoming our design lead and being in charge of all of our design because I found that I was spending most of my time telling other people what we needed. And it took so much time for me to explain our vision, what our brand was, to figure out the implementation of our flyers, that it was easier for me to just learn Photoshop and do it myself. So I spent all my time on YouTube looking up simple things and taught myself how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, and all the different file types. It's amazing what you can Google and learn when you have to figure out how to make something.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to do it.
Oh, thanks.
Now it's official.
So, I'm going to be doing a little bit of bouncing back and forth between my slides and the actual site so you can get an idea of where they're at. So the best place to start for me is inspiration. So where do you find something that you love this idea and then you want to make it your own? So there's two great sites I love to go to. One of them is Dribble. It's more like a show and tell. They offer typography and graphics. And then Behance, which is more of an online portfolio, but you'll also see the same types of freebies on there. Don't worry about writing all of these down. We're going to give the presentation to Luke so that you can get all of the links to everything. So I love both of these examples. So this is Dribble. So I just searched for nonprofit branding, and you can kind of look at different examples of what they've done. I thought this was really cool. There's some really fun examples of different types of logo design. Behance is very similar. So it has different types of design for campaigns. So I liked those two examples for different types of inspiration, because that's often the hardest part. So where do I start? What do I want to do? What do I like? Pinterest also works great. You can keep track of everything that you like, whether you're designing something for a specific event, or you're looking at rebranding and doing a new logo for your organization, or just making simple social media covers. And then the next is logo design. So a lot of us don't have the budget to hire wall-to-wall. If you have the budget to hire wall-to-wall, do it. It is worth the money. It is very hard to do your own branding, and there's a lot that goes into it. But there's some free tools that are great to use. One fun one that I just found is Squarespace Logo. It's actually free if you use their watermark on your logo, or it's only $10 to actually use, and I'll show you that tool. Tailor Brands, which is more of an instant design concept. So you kind of do this like mini tutorial, and then it shows you 6 branding examples, and you can choose this one you like and then refine it. And then 99 Designs, which I'm sure you've all heard of, but I don't know how many of you have implemented it. It's the most expensive of them, and essentially what you do is you create a contest, and then different designers from around the world enter your contest, and then you choose finalists. Your finalists